What is up, my fellow Lumineers? It's Matt, back again to share this whole new quest with you. And today I'm showing you my absolutely busted sealed deck from this past weekend at the Fabled pre-release event I went 3-0 at. So without further ado, let's hop into the deck list. Alright, so let's go ahead and start right off with the pride and joy of the deck and the polls for that event, which was the beautiful Aurora Holding Court Epic. This card actually does quite a lot in the deck, allowing us to ramp to bigger characters quickly. Now, one of the benefits of this type of ramp versus traditional ramp like you'd see in Sapphire of Tipo, Sail the Azurite Sea, is the fact that not only is it a body on board, but it quests. You know, she can sit on the board for 5 or 6 turns and can really go off, bringing in a large character right when you need it. Followed up with that, we do have one copy of Olaf, Friendly Snowman. I love this art. There's no other reason. It's a 3/1. It's a bigger body. It's a little harder to take care of. So a definite include for me. We did have 2 copies of Pluto, Friendly Pooch. You exert this character, you pay 1 less for the next character you play this turn. Hey, look at that. It's more character ramp in the deck. And yeah, this honestly was one of the best decisions I made. So you can see we did have 2 copies of Pluto. And it really made all the difference being able to ramp to bigger bodies earlier. And essentially being like, okay, turn 3, I'm playing a 4-drop. Turn 5, I'm playing, a 6-drop, whatever. And then, of course, we have 1 copy of Bobby Zinamaruski because he's a spray cheese kid. It's the Leaning Tower of Cheesa. And yeah, just helps you filter through the deck. 1 copy of Flounder, standard 1, vanilla, 2/2, quest for 1. And then 1 copy of Improvise. You never know when that extra damage could matter. That extra strength could matter. Or that draw a card. And it replaces itself. So there's really no negatives to it. And yet, then we're back to the gorgeous. I can't get over this pull. Then let's go to our 2-drop slot. We did run 1 copy of Coconut Basket. To be honest, I always inked this. Then we're going to Cusco, Wanted Llama. When this character is banished, you may draw a card. Card draw is important. You don't have much of it in Sealed. Then we have 2 copies of the Enchantress. And yeah, playing this for 1 off the Plutos feels pretty good. It feels really good, as a matter of fact. So the ability to play, an Enchantress and another Pluto or another 1-drop on turn 2, your board's just going wider, makes it even harder for your opponents to keep up. We're running 1 copy of Jafar, a Royal Vizier. Obviously, he gains evasive on your turn. It's an evasive answer. Evasive answers are very important in this format. 1 copy of Aurora with Ward, Tranquil Princess. 2 cost, inkable, 1/3 that quests for 1. It's just a good card. Ward is always nice. You never know if they do have targeted removal. At least they can't target this. Then we're running 1 copy of Little John. Hero. When you play this character, chosen hero can gain resist 2 or deal 2 damage to chosen villain character. This actually did come in handy with the Aurora because the Aurora is a hero. And that allowed me to be like, okay, she has resist 2. You have to deal 4 to essentially turning her into a daisy minus the extra lore for a turn and being like, yeah, you can't touch her. So really helpful. We did run 1 copy of Aurelian Gyro Sensor. As you can tell with the deck, I mainly inked this item. And then we did have 1 copy of the rare Nala, who's essentially a piglet with better stats. And yeah, she was good. I mean, I don't know what else to say about this card. It's a very, very good card. Now we're going into 3s. We hit a lot of good 3-drops and a lot of stuff you'd love to see. So first off, this Hercules Bodyguard. 3/3 Bodyguard, quest for 1. Excellent. Being able to drop a Bodyguard turn 3 and just absolutely say, you can't touch my side of the board unless you go through him, means you're at least taking something off the board if they're trying to answer. We did hit... Hold on, let me find him. We did hit 2 copies of Lawrence, Jealous Manservant. And if you know anything about this card, it's very good. Now, obviously, once he's dealt damage, he is a 0/4. But the fact he is a 4/4 for that initial challenge, and then you still have to find a way to deal that remaining damage typically, makes him a very great 3-drop. Did run one copy of Benja, Guardian of the Dragon Gem. When you play this character, banish chosen item. He's a 2/3, quest for 2. This actually came in real clutch against a deck that was running, I believe, 2 to 3 copies of Medallion Weights as their only form of card draw. So being able to just send that to the discard and be like, you can't draw cards anymore, really swung the tempo back in my favor. We're running, I believe, just one copy of two copies of Prince Naveen. He's a vanilla 4/3. That extra strength can matter in certain challenges, but honestly didn't see him that often. Dewey, 2/3, quest for 2 with support. Again, you'll notice a pattern here. Quest for 2 with an additional ability really makes a great card in Sealed. And support can really matter in this format. So being able to throw that extra 2 strength onto something, challenge in, and banish, phenomenally good. Of course, we're running one copy of Mickey Mouse, True Friend. He is a 3-cost inkable 3/3 that quests for 2. How can you not run the OG? How can you not run the OG? And I mean, it's just a great card too. You drop this on turn 2. It's a 3/3 that quests for 2. Absolutely excellent. We're running one copy of Belle, Untrained Mystic. Again, Aurora synergy. And I did drop this on turn 2. And I was like, yep, that's a 3/3 that quests for 2. That quests for 1. Even without using her ability to move a damage, it was a big swing in my favor because basically nothing on their board was safe once Belle came onto the board. One copy of Julieta Madrigal. When you play this character, you may remove up to 2 damage from chosen character and draw a card. She's good. She's a good card draw option, and if I didn't need her, she's inkable. Obviously, her stat line's not great for challenging, so it was one of those things where it's like, if I absolutely needed the card draw, I'm playing her. If not, she's in the inkwell. So now let's go ahead and mosey on down to our 4-drop slot. We've got one copy of Louis, 3/4 with support that quests for 2. Again, you'll see that support keyword matters a lot in this format, and that additional lore is never a bad thing either. Here are more of our evasive answers. We've got 2 copies of Moana, Undeterred Voyager. I mean, she's an evasive 3/4. It's a great answer to a lot of stuff your opponent can drop. There's really no reason not to run her, in my opinion, because of just how insanely good her stat line is. We did hit one copy of Genie, Support a Friend. When you play this, whenever this character quests, you may shuffle this card into your deck and draw 3 cards. Card draw and sealed. You need it. You got to have it. You need it like you need water to survive. So, of course, this was going to be in my deck. And the fact it shuffles back into your deck and there's a chance you hit it again, that pretty much, if you play 2 of these, if you only have a single copy and you hit it twice in a sealed game, the game's over. There's no way your opponent is going to be able to match that card draw. I did play a copy of Daisy Duck, Secret Agent, a 2/3 that quests for, you guessed it, 2. Whenever this character quests, each opponent chooses and discards a card. I don't recall discarding. I think maybe once or twice I hit a discard or 2 with the Daisy. Typically, though, by turn 4, unless I ramped her out early, there really wasn't a lot to discard. So it was one of those things. It's a hit or miss, but it's always nice to have that option, to have a 4-drop. Basically, every turn, if I'm dropping something that quests for 2 after turn 1, it's pretty powerful. And then, of course, another evasive answer, which I pulled a foil of, is our Tinkerbell, Most Helpful, a 2/3, quest for 2, evasive. And when you play this character, chosen character gains evasive this turn. So another great way to boost your answers to evasive characters. And now we're getting into the 5-drops. The 5-drop slot in this deck is kind of nuts. And I'm going to show you why here. So, first off, we hit some card draw. The Queen of Hearts is a 4/3 shift 2. We had no shift targets, but we can still cheat her out early with the Aurora, which I did multiple times. Whenever one of your characters challenges another character, you may draw a card. As you know, it's a challenge-heavy type of game in Sealed. So this card, that makes or breaks some games. And if you don't have to exert her, you're just going to keep drawing cards. And then we also hit the Queen, Wicked in Vain. She's a 4/5, a quest for 1, but she has the ability to exert herself, and you get to draw a card. So 2 additional, not only things we can ramp to, but forms of card draw. But you're like, Matt, there's no way that's the only 5-drops you were running. And yes, you would be correct. And that's because we're getting into the segment I like to call Spessie's Card of Doom. I don't know if you've seen Spessie's review of the current set, but if you look at this 5-drop slot, there's always, I believe in almost every ink color, there's a 5/5/5 that quests for 2. And well, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're running 4 in a 40 card deck. Do the math. That is 10%. That is 10% of your deck right here. So I was basically playing a play set of this 5-drop, which meant almost every turn 5, I was dropping a 5/5 that quests for 2. Not to mention, if on the off chance I hit the Viriana, she is a queen, Aurora can ramp her a turn early. So honestly, would recommend playing these. It's a great, it's an excellent body. Not to mention the fact it quests for 2. And then our final card is this Eeyore. It's a 4/5 that quests for 1 with resist 1. Just an additional card. I don't think I ever actually played him out. I think he typically hit the Inkwell. But regardless, it's a nice option, and the resist makes him a lot harder to deal with. And now, the only 6-cost card in the deck was 1 copy of Mulan Elite Archer. Now, you're probably thinking, why did you only play 1? Well, it's because I only pulled 1. And 2, in Sealed, you're typically not hitting above 4 to 5 ink max before the game's kind of been decided. So I ran this, 1, because of Princess Synergy, right? I exert, I can play her turn 5. I didn't have any shift targets, but the fact I can essentially play my Aurora out turn 1, let her sit there for a couple turns, exert her, drop this on turn 5, and be like, oh yeah, by the way, nothing you exert is safe, is pretty good. Not to mention, paired with our improvise and some other things and our support characters, we have ways to boost her strength. She challenges in and deals that damage 2 times out, essentially, to up to essentially dealing damage to 3 characters, potentially a turn. It just made for an absolutely awesome pseudo board wipe scenario where, you know, let's say, for example, they had a Tink, a Daisy, and let's go with this Olaf, right? Play improvise, challenge into the Daisy. I deal 3, I deal 3, I deal 3. Essentially a pseudo board wipe, which is absolutely insane in Sealed to be able to just wipe the board in such a clean way, especially in a format with no essentially our only board wipe being Under the Sea. So this deck goes fast, it has answers, and it is not afraid to exert because the bodies can take a hit but also deal damage back out quite efficiently. So it was just a really fun deck, really fun Sealed event. It was also really fun being able to drop that on turn 1 and being like, yeah, I hit the epic Aurora holding court. And yeah, just some awesome synergy as it played out. I mean, I honestly would not build this deck any other way. Like the synergy, the fact I was cheating stuff out, I was it was so fun. It was such a fun event. I felt like I had the best deck there by far, and this is exactly 40 cards. I'm a real stickler for 60 card only in core constructed and infinity, because that gives you the best consistency of the deck, right? And in sealed, that's especially important when I built my deck like this, where I'm like, oh, I have a 10th of my deck is these, you know, these very awesome 5-drops. You know, I want to see them. So running anything above 40 is kind of like, why would I do that? I'm jeopardizing my chances of hitting the stuff I need to win. So yeah, it was an amazing sealed event, some amazing polls. I also hit our One Last Hope epic. Didn't end up playing it, obviously, because songs, I'm going to say something controversial here. Even if you pull Powerline, songs are terrible in this format. Do not play them. Do not play singers in this format. Unless you hit the most ungodly, like, lucky pulls of, you know, 5 power lines and some max goose and like 4 strengths or something. Do not run singers. You don't need them. You need bodies on the board. And anytime you're taking a turn off to play an action, play anything that's not a character, you're losing board presence. And that specifically is why, like, I do run 2 1-drop or 2 2-drop items in here, but I never played them to the board. They always went straight to the inkwell in favor of characters. Like, there is no reason to play items, actions, or songs if you pull the right characters. Now, were these all the perfect characters or the right characters? Sure, maybe. But I like to think they were. They were the right characters for the right situation on the right day. And that's what's really fun about sealed, right? It's a bit of a roll the dice and work with what you have. And this deck put in the work and won me the whole event and a couple extra packs. And I walked away with a second copy of Dumbo, which was I won the packs. I really think I did. I walked away with an Aurora, a One Last Hope epic, and the Dumbo, which is an ungodly price on the secondary market right now. Needless to say, it was an amazing event. I love Lorcana Sealed. I really would love to play Super Sealed at the next big event I go to, which is looking like it's going to be DLC Indie next summer. So if I see you there, be prepared. I'm going to be playing some Super Sealed, because sealed format is way too fun. I love sealed format, and I don't think enough stores play sealed as often as they should. I really enjoy Lorcana Sealed, and this set specifically, I feel like, because it's a character heavy set, because it's lighter on actions and all these other things, it's a very fun set to play with sealed. There's so many fun options. There's so many good combinations. It's a very synergistic set in that way as well. You've got the Aurora, you've got the Pluto, you've got Little John that synergizes with. It's such a fun set. So that's my pitch. Play sealed. If you guys don't play sealed normally, ask your local league if they want to do a sealed night. I'd highly recommend it. It's a bit on the pricier side as far as like events go, but I mean, you get to open 6 packs, which is always fun. You get to build with whatever, and you get to play with everything you open. as opposed to like typical core constructed where, you know, like a large portion of the card pool is kind of shoved aside for, you know, these like 23 excellent cards. So yeah, I really can't recommend it more. Go play some sealed, go have some fun. That's it for me today. Thank you so much for letting me share this whole new quest with you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how your sealed decks turned out. And without further ado, I've been Matt. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.